So I heard you wanted to know the tea about Nellie Bly. Well, lucky for you, I'm here at her memorial in Cochran's Mills, Pennsylvania, where she was born Elizabeth Cochran in a town named after her father, who was a judge.
I can also tell you that she was relocated to Pittsburgh with her mother and siblings, and at age 15, she enrolled in the state normal school in Indiana, Pennsylvania, with the intent of becoming a teacher. But then she ran out of money and had to drop out. Now here's the real tea. In 1885, the artist formerly known as Elizabeth Cochran read an article in the Pittsburgh Dispatch titled, "What Girls Are Good For." According to an article from the Royal Museums in Greenwich, England, our girl Elizabeth was, quote, outraged by this letter, so she wrote a responding letter to the paper calling for more opportunities for women in the workforce, and signed the letter simply as Lonely Orphan Girl. In a twist, the editor thought the letter was so well written, he posted in the newspaper asking for the writer of the letter to reveal themselves. When Elizabeth came forward, she was hired to work for the paper and created a pseudonym after a popular song at the time, thus creating who we know as the Nellie Bly. Nellie's beat was investigative reporting. In one of her first stories, she went undercover at a Pittsburgh factory to expose the unsafe working conditions and low wages of the employees there. The article got published and was met with anger from factory workers in Pittsburgh, so Nellie was confined to reporting on women's issues such as gardening. When she turned the article in, she made sure to include her resignation letter as well. It was hard for Nellie to find a new job in journalism since she was a woman, but eventually, after moving to New York City, was hired at the New York World, where she was finally doing investigative journalism. Nellie's first and most well-known project at the New York World involved her going undercover and getting admitted to Blackwell's Island, New York City's asylum for poor people. There, she experienced the abuse faced by the patients there. Nellie published her work in the World, as well as in her book, 10 Days in a Madhouse. With these publications, New York gave more funding to the treatment facilities of mentally ill people. Nellie published another book about one of her experiences titled Around the World in 72 Days, in which she broke the record of the character in Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days, while proving that women are capable of, and maybe even better at, traveling just like men. That is not where Nellie's story stops. In 1895, she married millionaire Robert Livingston Seaman, retired from writing, and then when he died, took over his ironclad manufacturing company.
Nellie returned to journalism 16 years later to fight for women's suffrage and women's rights. She died of pneumonia in 1922.